panel talk will be bilingual, so we're going to use English and Arabic. Okay. Today we have with us Mr. Sinan Suez, which is the director of Jabal Amman Publishers, and he is the publisher of this book too. They always work on enriching Arabic content and design. We also have Dr. Huda Abi Faris, the founding director of Khat Foundation and Khat Books. And finally, Dr. Isam Abu Awad, which is the Dean of Design Department at the Applied Science University. We will also have some few guest speakers. Mr. Sinan will start off the panel talk with you.
Thank you, Haya, and thanks for the Amman Design Week. I think this is really special to give some space for a book launch in a design week like that. And I hope this will be more integrated in the future, so we see more publications about design coming out of such an event. What we're going to do today, we're going to hear from Dr. Isam Abu Awad. He helped with this project from the beginning. He will give a general overview. Before that, we're going to see a short video clip by the author, Diane Mkhayel from Lebanon. She apologizes for not being here. You will see her message in a bit. And then we're going to hear from Dr. Huda Abi Faris and Khat Foundation. She's one of the contributors in this book. And then we're going to have contributions from other people like Omar Xabi, also Miriam. She's in her way from the Dead Sea to here, and she helped in the designing of the book. As well, Omar Xabi, who's known for most of the designers, the national press who have printed this beautiful book. Let me speak in the beginning as a publisher. Such a book is, okay, let me show you the book. For those who haven't seen the book, you will get to see the inside as well. Such a book was not expected to come out of Amman. Lebanon, Beirut, that's probably yes. Saudi, KSA, that probably, there's a chance because there's al-Muhtaraf al-Saudi who work on really nice books as well really, in the design field. UAE, probably yes. But Jordan, that's an exceptional step to have such an important book published in Jordan. Of course, the contributors and the writers are from different countries, but it is coming from here. So we're proud to be part of the Amman Design Week. This book is unique. It was endorsed by people from Jordan, Saudi, Lebanon, UAE, Kuwait, and Qatar. It contains 9 chapters and over 341 pages dealing with the theoretical and the practical side of bilingualism. It shows the works of over 50 exceptional designers and design studios in the region and over the world. It also shows the work of 5 important universities in the region. And next to Diane Mkhayel, the author, we have Huda Abi Faris, Robert Bianchi, Nadine Shaheen, and Peter Martin, who have written chapters in this book. We're happy to be the publishers of this book, and we hope this book will be of a benefit for you as designers or interested in the design field. We're going to watch the movie from Diane. It's a 3.5 minutes, and then we're going to hear Dr. Abu Awad and Dr. Huda Abi Faris. أظن في مشكلة بالصوت.
ديزاين ويك معكم ديان مخايل مؤلفة كتاب ثنائية اللغة في التواصل البصري. أنا بعتذر اليوم ما رح أقدر أكون معكم بهذا الإيفنت نظرا لظروف خاصة خارجة عن إرادتي، ولكن بحب أتشارك معكم اليوم هالفيديو الصغير يلي بحكي فيه عن موضوع الكتاب. كتاب ثنائية اللغة في التواصل البصري كتاب فريد من نوعه بطرحه هذا الموضوع. بيسعى الكتاب للإجابة على عدة أسئلة كنت دايما أطرحها على طلابي. كيف منعرف عن ثنائية اللغة؟ هل هي ظاهرة جديدة بمجتمعنا والمنطقة العربية؟ كيف منعرف اليوم عن جمهور ثنائية اللغة وطريقة تفكيره؟ وكيف المصمم بيسعى للتواصل مع هالجمهور؟ شو دور المصمم اليوم بتعزيز قيمة التيبوغرافيا بالسياقات المحلية والعالمية؟ شو الصفات الاجتماعية والتعليمية والتقنية يلي بتعطي للغة العربية دافع لتعزيز قيمتها وتطورها ونهوضها؟ 9 فصول بالكتاب بتحاول إجابة عن كل هالأسئلة بطريقة شاملة. منها بيطرح الكتاب مسار الخط العربي والخط اللاتيني بطريقة ملخصة. بعدين بيتناول الكتاب مقالات غنية عن اللغة العربية وسياقاتها، موضوع كتبته الدكتورة نادين شاهين. ودور المصمم التيبوغرافي وقدرته التأثيرية، موضوع كتبه بيتر مارتن. وعن العربيزي، موضوع كتبه الدكتور روبرت بيانكي. كما بيتناول الكتاب رؤية ملخصة لخصائص التصميم ثنائي اللغة وتفاصيله، كما وأنه بيعرض نموذج لخطوط طباعية ثنائية اللغة جدا ناجحة لأبرز مصممي الخطوط الطباعية. بيركز الكتاب أيضا على مساحات التصميم وتطبيقات النظام الشبكي أو الجريد، وبيقترح أمثلة مختلفة للتغلب على تحديات القراءات ثنائية الاتجاه. بيعرض الكتاب أيضا حلول تصميمية للمنصات الطباعية والرقمية ثنائية اللغة لبعض المصممين البارزين والاستوديوهات تصميم معروفة وبعض المصممين الناشئين. بيتناول الكتاب أيضا دور التيبوغرافيا في تغيير حياة الإنسان للأفضل، كما وأنه بيستعرض نموذج لأعمال طلاب التصميم في بعض الجامعات في المنطقة العربية. بيسلط الكتاب الضوء على عوامل ساهمت في نهوض تصاميم ثنائية اللغة، منهم مؤسسة خط التي كتبت عنها الدكتورة هدى أبي فارس، وغيرها من المواضيع القيمة بالكتاب. أنا بعتبر هذا الكتاب وسيلة لأشكر كل من جاهد وساهم في نهوض الخط العربي الطباعي ليرتقي لمستوى المنافسة غاية وشأنا في عصر العولمة. أنا بشكر حضوركم وبقدم اعتذاري مرة تانية لعدم حضوري معكم. كما بدي أشكر القيمين على عمان ديزاين ويك اللي أتاحوا لنا الفرصة لنتشارك معكم موضوع الكتاب. على أمل اللقاء قريبا. بتمنى لكم عمان ديزاين ويك موفق، وإلى اللقاء.
طيب، لما احنا بنحكي عن bilingualism، يعني يمكن هيك مبين الموضوع كتير ثيوري، بس مثلا bilingualism مثلا لما بنطلع هون ساحة زينة الثقافية مكتوبة بالعربي وبالإنجليزي، فأي شيء that involves صوت واضح، أي شيء anything that involves Arabic and Latin or English scripts together in design, that's part of the bilingualism we're talking about. Any design that involves two visual systems together or scripts together, that's also a part of the bilingualism. I would like to invite Dr. Issam Abu Awad and Dr. Huda Abi Faris to join me on this beautiful stage made of these cement blocks. بتحب على الواقف دكتور؟
على الواقف. مساء الخير. يعني لسوء حظنا انه احنا راح نحكي عن كتاب بعتبره نقلة نوعية، بضيف لعمالقة كتبوا في مجال التايبوغرافي في الوطن العربي على رأسهم الدكتورة. في كتب كثيرة، لكن الكتاب هذا حط نقاط ننطلق منها في المستقبل لمعرفة كيف نصمم التيبوغرافيا العربية مرتبطة بالتيبوغرافيا اللاتينية. للأسف السكرين مش راح تعطينا ريزوليوشن كافية حتى نحكي فيجوال لانجويج عن الكتاب ونربطكم فيه بعمق، فمضطرين إن نختصر الحكي ونقول ليش الكتاب هذا. دايما لما بلشت تربط أحداث الكتاب ما بين المقالات المكتوبة من متخصصين وما بين وجهة نظرها الشخصية وما بين وقائع موجودة على الأرض، تجارب من هنا وهناك لها بصمة خاصة، لها advantages. هذه الادفانتجز ممكن انها تدعم التيبوغرافي العربي. انطلقت من انه المنطقة العربية، منطقة الشرق الاوسط وشمال افريقيا، غنية بثنائية اللغة عبر التاريخ. هذا التاريخ اللي احنا ممكن نتفرج فيه ونشوف قديش دخل المنطقة من محتلين، من حضارات مرت، قديش اغتنت هاي المنطقة بثقافات متبادلة على مر العصور، نتج عنها لغة محكية ثنائية ونتج عنها لغة مكتوبة ثنائية. فالكتاب حقيقة بوجه سؤال، السؤال هذا اللي مفروض كل إنسان يعمل في مجال الاتصال البصري بيعتبر نفسه إما مصمم جرافيك أو مصمم في مجال التايبوغرافي، يسأل حاله سؤال: الجمهور اللي بتعامل معه شو ثقافته؟ كيف بتلقى مني تصميمي؟ وأي اللغات بدي استخدمها؟ أحاديي اللغة، ثنائيي اللغة، ثلاثيي أو متعدد اللغات، كيف بدي استخدمها؟ فالكتاب بتطلع وبشوف وبناقش وبقول لك إحنا بنحكي عن ثنائية اللغة، طيب كيف بدنا نعرفها هاي؟ شو مفهومها؟ أعتقد إنه المختصين اتفقوا على تسميتها وأعطوها تسمية. طيب أنا كمصمم لما بتعامل مع ثنائية اللغة في عندي واقع اسمه واقع التصميم. ليش؟ لأن عندي ممارسين من التصميم درجات في ثقافات مختلفة، في تجارب وخبرات مختلفة، ممكن أن تأثر سلباً إن كانت ثقافة المصمم مش على مستوى الأداء أو المضمون اللي بنشتغل فيه. فإحنا بنحتاج لمصمم واعي وقادر إنه يشتغل بطريقة صحيحة حتى الناس تدرك عمله وما تتجاهله. هذا الواقع يناقش الكتاب عشان نوصل ما هو دور المصمم ومن هو مصمم التايبوغرافي. بدنا نميز هل كل مصمم جرافيك قادر أن يعمل كمصمم تايبوغرافي؟ بدنا ننتقل بعدين لأدوات التواصل البصري وكيف إحنا بنستخدم التايبوغرافي كتول في خدمة التواصل البصري. ليش؟ لأنه أنا بعتقد أنه الكتاب هذا أجا ليجاوب أسئلة مرتبطة في كيف إحنا أو how do designers approach visual design solutions. مهم جدا إني أعرف كيف بدي أتعامل معه. فالكتاب أعطى أمثلة حقيقة كثيرة كيف لما الناس بتعرفش شو هي الأرابيك تايبوغرافي واللاتين تايبوغرافي وبنلاقي signs around us, in front of us, everywhere, not in a good shape, not in a good value, not in a good design. فإذا هذا الكتاب حقيقة لما بنتعامل معاه إحنا راح يكون كتاب قادر إنه يعزز الإبداعية لدى المصمم عندما يتعامل مع ثنائية اللغة. هذا الكتاب ممكن إنه يعطيني دفعة حتى أنا كمصمم ممارس إني أقدر أتعامل مع مسارات كثيرة من التايبوغرافي العربي مقابلها مسارات متعددة في اللي هو التايبوغرافي اللاتيني. فبنلاحظ كثير من المصممين المتمكنين قدروا حقيقة إنهم يتعاملوا مع التايبوغرافي العربي واللاتيني ويتحفون بأعمال قد تصل إلى أقصى من العالمية إن كنا نبحث عن العالمية. في الكتاب ركزت الكاتبة على كيفية استخدام التايبوغرافي في أعمال البوستر. لما بكون عندي تايبوغرافي متناغم متماسك صلب قادر إنه يعمل أو يوصل الرسالة بطريقة صحيحة. فمش كل إنسان استخدم التايبوغرافي في البوستر ممكن إنه يتمكن من إنه يصنع شيء قادر على إنه يؤثر في الناس ويعمل حالة من الإدراك. لكن بنفس الوقت عمالنا بنشوف مجموعة من الأحرف العربية تم تصميمها من قبل مصممين عرب وأضافت أشياء كثيرة للتصميم في مجال التواصل البصري. هذه الأحرف اللي ما كناش نشوفها زمان، خاصة لما بنكتب النصوص بأحجام وأحرف صغيرة. لما بنطلع في الباكيجينج بنلاقي إنه في تقدم في استخدام التايبوغرافي، وفي أمثلة كثيرة في الكتاب عن أسس استخدام التايبوغرافي في مجال الباكيجينج أو في مجال التريد مارك أو البراندينج، في مجالات كثيرة. وخاصة في زماننا هذا لما الإنسان أصبح مجبر نتيجة التلاقي الثقافي، لما أصبح العالم قرية صغيرة عمالنا بنشوف براندز هي أصلها في لغة لاتينية لكن بقابلها تايبوغرافي عربي. فمش كل مصمم قادر إنه يعمل تعديل أو ريديزاين لبراند أو لوجو أو تريد مارك إذا ما كانش فعلا متمكن من قواعد التايبوغرافي العربي وأسسها، تشريحها، كيانها، قيامها، علاقتها مع بعض، حتى يقدر فعلا إنه يتمكن من عملها. إذن هذا الكتاب هو نواة لأبحاث قادمة في مجال التايبوغرافي العربي وعلاقتها في التصميم. نهاية بعد ما نقرأ الكتاب بيطلع الشخص اللي هو ممكن يكون مصمم جرافيك، ممكن يكون مصمم تايبوغرافي، أو ممكن يكون إنسان متخصص في مجال الاتصال المرئي. رح يبحث عن أداة، الأداة هاي بيسموها أجنسي، هذه اللي هي من بيحتاجها المصمم حتى يصمم بطريقة صحيحة، بطريقة فاعلة، بطريقة قادرة إنها تتواصل مع الإنسان أيا كان، وهذه بنسميها قدرات ثابتة. الكتاب غني، الكتاب أعتبره جزء منه أكاديمي وجزء منه مهني، ومش راح أتأخر عليكم أكثر من هيك. شكرا لكم.
شكرا دكتور عصام. أنا معي واحد، هذا ممكن يضل معي. طيب أنا بدي أوجه دكتور عصام is the Dean of Arts and Design, the Arts and Design College at the Applied Sciences University, جامعة العلوم التطبيقية. One of the issues that we really deal with as designers, that most of the graduates that come from our universities lack the skills that you were speaking about. So maybe they know some Photoshop, they know some Illustrator skills, etc. In rare cases, probably they know some InDesign, but in general, the principles of design are not there. Do you teach these principles at university? Not as Dr. Issam Abu Awad, but I'm addressing the university's sector in general, because we feel that this is lacking on the ground.
We cannot say that it is a common among all graduates, because we have many institutions who offer design education in Jordan. But we cannot say that this institution teach the principles of design the way it should be, as it is reflected in the study plan. I believe that the problem is not with the plan itself. It might be either with the educators, design educators themselves, or the quality of the students who are coming to study design. This is the first issue. But in general, every 4 years, we upgrade our study plans to match what's going in the new world, And for us, we teach typography, and really we have changed the study plan of this module 3 times within 4 years to transform and upgrade the standard of teaching typography. Let's say, yes, typography nowadays, the education of typography is quite much different from 5 years back. It has transformed.
Good. Thank you. I'm just asking this question just to stress the point that in the professional field related to design, we expect from our universities to graduate students that are really ready for the marketplace, rather than start working on them after they finish the 4 years at university.
I'm talking about my institution. Really, not because I belong to the Faculty of Art and Design at Applied Science University, but really we are passionate to develop and transform the design education in different ways. And we are working hard to be in connection with the market itself first, you know, and the technology and the outward, you know. So we are trying really to convince our students to be a designer, not a technician, you know. People think that design is only a software where you can use, whether it is Illustrator or Photoshop or InDesign. But we believe that there should be a concept and idea based on a function and aesthetics. And believing in aesthetics and function, this requires a designer who is able to think and develop his skills and think in a way that he is going to convey a message to the people. So I believe designers who are not real designers, they are not in the market. You won't find them in the market. And I'm very proud that if you go to the market, you will find at least 2 of 3 from our students in the high ranks.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Isam. هدى أبي فارس, دكتور هدى أبي فارس. أنت علم في عالم التايبوغرافي. And you're the founder, right? The founder and director of خط Foundation, which is the most prestigious institution in our region that takes care of the typography and takes the modern side of typography as well. I have 2 questions for you, but it's up to you if you'd like to share more. My first question, before getting into the design field more, I always thought that combining 2 logos together, the Arabic and the Latin, or the Arabic and the English, or when we do the layout for a book or publication or a poster, it all depended on the taste of the designer or the decision maker at the end. Yeah. But then I realized that there are laws that determine the function, if that fits or not. But in the world of design and art, sometimes the boundaries and the limits are not very sharp and clear.
Thank God.
So where does that fall between the law and the taste of the designer? That's my first question. And my second question is, we know about خط Foundation through your books, but we don't know more. Is it possible also to tell us more about خط Foundation and how خط Foundation could be of a help to designers and typographers?
Okay, I'll start with the first question that you asked about where's the balance between the taste of the designer and the laws, as you call them. I don't believe there are laws in design. There are maybe guidelines, there are ways of doing things that have been passed on from one generation to another, and you can take these conventions and these traditions and play with them. So the whole idea of design is that you break the rules. That's one of the rules that most designers have. So if you're not a rule breaker, you're probably not a very good designer. But you probably can make nice work if you are trained by a good designer. So it's not, you know, so this is the first rule I say that is not a rule either. I don't think that, you know, I think a matter of taste is a matter of taste, but most of the time designers balance that in relation to the function of what they're designing for or who they're designing for. And I mean, being here in Amman after the first time I was here was 11 years ago, and I spent maybe one night between the hotel and the airport. And I could see a little bit of the city. And now I come, and the first thing that strikes me is the specially designed font for Amman. And that's a bilingual typeface, or I would say biscript, dual script typeface. So to me, that's already like a statement from the city. So what your book, the fact that you publish it in Amman and that you're presenting it in Amman Design Week is, makes sense. So designers, whoever designed this, I think I know who designed it, but they also were designing, of course, they have to put their own taste in there because it's just their signatures, like your own handwriting. You can't run away from it. But what they did is also do it for the city. So they considered the city, they did a research about it, and from that research, they come up with a few of their own rules that they follow and make it. So the rule is a personal rule most of the time, and it's a conversation between the designer and their client, or the purpose of this the function of this typeface, or this whatever it is they're designing. So for Khat Foundation, you introduced me as somebody who's been doing modern design, or trying to break the rules of the tradition. I would say that it's not so much about breaking. Breaking sounds like really harsh, that you're throwing away what's there before. And of course, that's not at all very sensible to do. And we don't do that either. But what we started doing was, I mean, I was teaching for 12 years before, so I know all the problems that my colleague here was been talking about is how do you teach, you know that you have to teach modern design, but you don't have the modern typefaces, and you don't have the possibility to encourage your students to do things. And then at the same time, you realize that type design is not for every graphic designer. I work with type designers, but I don't design fonts myself. I have a lot of history about it. I know a lot about it. I'm very attached to it, and I like to study it, but I know that there are people that do it so much better because that's their talent. So even in graphic design or in visual communication, everyone has a kind of specific talent. Some people are good with colors, some people are good with forms. So it's also, I think when you teach, you have to encourage people to look at what's in them, what is natural to them, and then develop it further. And when I started the Khat Foundation, it was really to move away from the curricula of universities and to really focus on type design specifically and its cultural role. And how can we do research on that? And how can we provide a platform that is across Arab countries, across schools, that is open for everyone? Because I think that we all, in the Arab world as countries, but also as institutions, we kind of closed in our own world, even though we know what happens everywhere else. You know, mobility is not easy for all sorts of reasons. So the platform was to really cross these borders and to kind of make it inclusive for everybody and also for non-Arabs, which is really important because I strongly believe that if you have to design, especially with writing and with scripts, it's very attached to a long history and a long culture. It's almost in your genetic code. You know, you have to be immersed in the culture to do it. And the best way to do good typefaces in both languages is to be either a genius that you kind of really know both very well, or to work with someone else. And I like this idea of working together, of people coming from different cultures and exchanging and looking at the heritage of how we had, you know, for centuries and thousands of years, connections and relationships, and how to bring that back and have a conversation in a modern time. What does it mean to be bilingual today? How do you deal with the politics of it? Because everyone, you know, is so afraid of globalism because you want to preserve your identity, but at the same time, if you close up your borders, you don't preserve it, you kill yourself. So it's this kind of, conflict that is interesting. Sorry, I talked too much.
No, very interesting. What you're saying is very interesting. You've mentioned that there is a cultural dimension for the typographic design. Could you elaborate a little bit on that?
Well, if I take, I'll just talk about Arabic because that's where my passion is. but it would apply to other cultures as well. I think with Arabic specifically, the Arabic script is really an identity. I mean, you see Arabic script, and if you walk into a country and you see signs with Arabic, you know you're in an Arab country. You may not know which Arab country you are, but if you're really in tune, you probably would also know because of the styles that is mostly used and so forth. So this is a cultural identifier. The fact that it is related to the language makes it even closer to our hearts because the Arabic language is very diverse. It's very different from one. I mean, I'm talking in English here because if I start to talk in my own dialect and then somebody else talks, I get confused because of the way my brain works or doesn't. So it's also this language that ties us together, but is also different in every culture, and the same with the script. And so we have a very specific relationship to it. And what's interesting with the Arabic script and also the Arabic language, because I've been publishing books and doing translation from English to Arabic, and every time somebody picks up the Arabic text, depending where they come from or their background or education, they have something to say about it, which is very interesting because, I mean, if I pick a book that's written in English and it's not so fantastically, translated, nobody says anything. But in the Arab world, everybody corrects you. And so that is a very strong cultural attachment to it that I think with the Latin script, it's not the same. People they see it as a practical tool. We see it as a cultural identity. So it's a very different emotional attachment to the writing.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to invite as well Omar Xabi. I think many people know Omar Xabi by name, or maybe they know him through his designs. Omar have been the person behind as a design house and as a person. The person behind the Amman Design Week visual identity of last year, right?
Me and Yusuf as عين design.
Where is Yusuf?
يوسف عبد ربه.
مرحبا يوسف، كيفك؟
بحب احكيها للماما والبابا اللي مش موجودين.
But also one of the very popular places that we all like to go to is Shams al-Balad, which is a vintage style. So, and it is a hybrid of Arabic and English together in a nice way that doesn't, it mixes very well together, but it doesn't feel that it is...
It's a mismatch.
Yeah, mismatch.
So you made matchmaking, we made mismatch making. matchmaking is when you take scripts يعني حروف عربية وتطبقوا وتخلوها تلبق كتير على الإنجليزي بتحسوها من نفس اللغة. الترجمة والمزاوجة بالضبط. اللي صار مثلا بمثال شمس البلد حاولنا نرجع لأنك زي ما حكيتي العربي فيه ارتباطات ثقافية كتير أتقل من الإنجليزي. الإنجليزي زي ما يعني هاي النقطة إحنا كيفنا عليها لأنه الإنجليزي بتشوفيه كفانكشن إنه بس خلص ترجم بس احكي لي شو هي بديش أفهم منك إيه ما بعد يعني almost شفاف الحرف اللاتيني يعني. فاللي صار إنه سوري أنا مرشح فسامعيني من أنفي يمكن أنتم. فاللي صار بشمس البلد بالمسماتش اللي هو مبدأ الكافيه أو المطعم كان جراس روتس أو هو مبدأه إنه بده يوظف الناس الموجودة محليا كل إشي حتى من الخبز للمية للخضروات كل إشي كان يعني عم بفتخر بهذا العنصر. فحسيت صار في مسماتش بموضوع إنه كيف مع إنه هو تعامل معنا إحنا كلوكال ديزاينرز يعني كعين فصار الموضوع how can we undesign it كيف ممكن نفكر بموضوع إنه ما يكونش كثير مصمم ما يكونش في شعور إنه لأنه هذا فخ بيوقعوا فيه كثير مصممين لما بيصمموا زيادة عن اللزوم لما بصير في زركشة وزيادة وإحنا هون وحط اللوجو وين ما بتروح عارف فأندرستيتد حسينا إنه لو تركنا لو ما حكاش معانا حازم ونزل بالشارع نفس الشارع تبع اللي هو اوف اوف رينبو ستريت يعني واذا نزل بنفس الشارع ولقى له شيء خطاط كيف كان ممكن يتعامل بالموضوع من اسرع او اكثر سكريبت رومانسي اللي هو النص تعليق او الفارسي وبعدين البلوك ليترز الانجليزيه اللي هي الكابيتالز هي كثير سهله تنعمل عند الخطاطين العرب وهذا طبعا كان جزء من لاحظناه بالسنه الماضيه بعمان ديزاين ويك ما بعرف اذا اي حدا منكم بتذكر الكرافت ديستريكت لما صاروا كل الارمات المحلات تخططت بالايد وكانت الاحرف الانجليزيه بسيطه يعني لانه شفنا لها فانكشن اما هناك صار الرقص والرومانسية والحكي. انت وين رحت؟ ليش صرت تحولت لكتاب؟ بتطلع هيك راح سنان. فبس هذا مثال واحد، بس مثلا في مس ماتش حتى بالبراكتس تبعنا، لانه لما سوينا اسبوع عمان للتصميم قد ما كان احنا في عنا وعي انه لازم العربي يكون له ثقله، بس هون تساوت الامور اكثر. شمس البلد لما بدنا نحكي كان بده يعزز اكثر الهويه العربيه، فحكى انا العربي لازم يكون مهم عندي، والاجنبي اللي بمر بقرأ الاسم اصغر، صارت يعني خدم الانجليزي كترجمه. بعمان ديزاين ويك، لانه وهذا إشي اي ثينك توصلتوا له بالكتاب انتم منيح، المفردات والمصطلحات بالتصميم باللغة العربية كثير جديدة فريش، يعني حتى في اشياء يمكن انتم طلعتوا فيها، قررتوا انتم من عندكم من راسكم. اوكي. لا بس بحكي انه فهذا بس هاي دلالة على موضوع انه الحكي عن التصميم باللغة العربية لساته شوي بده نضوج، بده طبخ. فحتى لما اشتغلنا على عمان ديزاين ويك صار في very conscious decision، يعني اخذنا احنا قرار بكامل قوانا العقلية انه لا، في تساوي ما بين العربي والانجليزي باللوجو، خلينا نحكي خصيصا. بس بعدين لانه اللوجو رح يكون هو موجود، رح يكون له وجود عالمي اكثر. بس لما صار الموضوع موضوع تواصل، الفرق بين اللوجو والتواصل او الكوميونيكيشن هو لما على الدعايات، البوسترز، الاشياء اللي شفتوها هذولاك البرتقانيه، انه كيف الحكي الانجليزي يمكن شوي بصف على جنب، لانه عم تحكي اكثر مع اغلبيه محليه. ففي تنشن لطيف الواحد يتعامل معاه بين العربي والانجليزي، اولموست انه بس كمان هذا التنشن بتطلع كتير اشياء كوابيس، يعني خصوصا انه بصير الموضوع انه لا، مين بده يلحق الثاني؟ هل العربي بده يلحق الانجليزي او الانجليزي بده يلحق العربي؟ ف اتس كايند اوف كانه ما فيش اي قابليه انه نخلق مساواه ما بين اللغتين.
طيب
وانا بعتذر اذا حكيت بالعربي.
لا ممتاز، بالعكس احنا الفكره انه the book is about bilingualism.
انا الباي الثاني انتم حكيتوا انجليزي.
The session is about bilingualism and the talk as well. يعني اذا بنلاحظ هنا مثلا هذا عكس اللي عمله عمر. اوكي، عمر او عين ديزاين اللي كان عامله انه الفينتج ستايل تبع شمس البلد والخط الفارسي غير هون. هذا this is a good match right. اللي عمله عمر هو يعني it was a mismatch right. total opposite.
ضربوا يعني
ضربوا مع بعض، بس برضه التركيبة طلعت حلوة. يعني this is some of what is addressed in the book about bilingualism. طيب في معنا كمان شخص بحب أطلب منه كمان يكون معنا
الساحة لإله لا أنا
عمر
خلص.
لا خليك
بصير في كثير عمرات
في أسئلة. العمرين جنب بعض. عمر سمان من المطبعة الوطنية. We've been working together for many years. And Omar is not just يعني managing the printer, but he's an artist by himself. And a graphic designer as well. So we refer to him in lots of complex issues when it comes to the book production. So as we're talking about a book launch related to bilingualism, Omar, could you share in 3 minutes a little bit what do you recommend the designers to take into consideration when it comes to book production?
Well, the first thing I'd like to say is when you're a new fresh graduate or a new graphic designer and you hadn't had an opportunity to work with a printing company or publish your first book, the first problem you might notice or face is that not everything you see on the screen is what's going to happen in print. And it takes a bit of experience and a bit of trial and error and a good knowledge of printing background to be able to get the results you want. And this is something we face quite often with fresh graduates, is that they have not had a proper training with the print media. And when you're dealing with the screen, most people are designing on their computers before they don't do as they used to in the previous designing on sketchbooks and everything. They go directly to the computer, so all they're looking at is reflective screens, and then they're coming to deal with paper. So they're expecting that what they see on their screen is going to translate the same way on paper. And they will probably find out that that's not what happens. So it's always advisable for anyone wanting to start design to get a background in printing, because there are many technical issues that you have to take into mind. A lot of kinds of papers, textures, and media. There are different kinds of products. I mean, you've got soft cover books, you've got hardcover books, you've got saddle stitch books, and then you've got the coated and uncoated paper. And then you have to deal with the colors that you're seeing on the screen, which are reflecting into your eye rather than looking at the paper and the paper reflecting the colors back to you. You get two different results, and somebody who's just worked on the computer might not be able to understand that at the beginning, but with trial and error you might be able to get a better idea.
Okay, thank you, Omar. Thank you so much. Okay, we'll give like Haya 10 minutes for questions and answers. Do we have the luxury for questions and answers? Okay, we have 7 minutes. We'll try to make it in 5 minutes. You have somebody from printing, the national press. We have a designer. We have an educator, both educators, but an educator that is still teaching, and an educator that is a specialist in typography. So please feel free if you have any questions for them.
هنا الثيوري، هنا الشغالين. احنا الريل لايف، هناك اللي بيحلموا.
Please ask us a question, otherwise we feel like we're just furniture.
Do you have any question? I have a question for Dr. Huda. What do you recommend to those who work on the typography, whether as students or as practitioners? What's your advice and recommendation for them?
Wow. If I was given the chance to design an Arabic font, for example, I would really explore all the old traditional calligraphy, all the old experiments with lettering on signs, all the funny posters, the vernacular typography, and get inspired from it. I would take sort of what Omar did, but then make it designed instead of just kind of like free. Take away a bit of it and try to understand a little bit the structure behind these things, and then kind of be inspired by them to create something completely different. Not to recreate them, but to do something with the mentality.
And is there one particular skill the student or the practitioner that works on typography they should have? يعني هل في مهارة معينة تبرز أكثر من المهارات الثانية اللي بيشتغلوا على تصميم الخطوط الطباعية لازم تكون موجودة عندهم؟
They have to be, I think, they have to balance somewhere between like the ability to experiment, but at some point they have to be absolutely very, very organized, because it's really about structures and systems and building something. It's like architecture, really.
But usually designers are not organized people.
Oh, some are very organized, and if you design a book, you'd better be organized. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
Okay, there's a question over there.
First, thank you so much for the talk. My question is, I suppose, on forms of visual communication outside of printed text, and particularly the difference between reading left to right and right to left. How does this affect, like, visual art or quantitative visual communication? Thank you.
Is it to me, the question, or is it to all of us? Okay, so the question is, how does it affect communication to read from right to left or left to right? Okay, yeah. Okay, I get it. I think in a way, it probably is organized as the way you first look at an image, how you read it, which direction you read it in. But it's a matter of, practicing. So I think if you're born with bilingualism, you read both ways. So you don't have a problem. If you're born in Japan, you also read from top to bottom. So it's a matter of what you grew up doing. Is that answering your question?
I suppose that the question is maybe more, when you're designing a piece of visual communication, and you're thinking about things that aren't just the text, aren't just the letters, how do you change other visual aspects of whatever the thing is, advertisement, book, painting, for people who, might be used to reading one way or the other?
Wow, that's a tough one. I have no idea. Actually, I think it's reading is reading. So you read an image, and so if I was to design for a culture that reads both direction, I don't think about it. And maybe if I do have to be specific, then I will start to think about it. If I think they can read in any direction, I don't think about that. So I think it might affect the way you organize the information and the way you put hierarchies. But sometimes it's maybe Omar wants to answer it.
There are some like basic theories, I think, about where does the eye travel when you're looking at layouts per se, and the Z basically. The F, so many people have so many different forms exactly that they. So I think more or less because this kind of abstracts away or takes away the fact that you are reading just like a line or letters, and you're looking at the visual components within a certain surface, let's say. I mean, you cannot accommodate for everybody. Eventually, it could be decisions where you want to kind of direct the people to look here, or rather look here, or rather look here, But I think I don't think there is. Yeah, go ahead.
I've done a lot of work on book design, bilingual book design. So I do English-Arabic books, and it's very challenging for that reason, because it's precisely like, where does the book start? Do you have two books? So I've tried all the possibilities of mixing the languages. So sometimes you flip reading and you read backwards if you want. If you can read both languages, you can do that. You can skip pages, so you can do that one thing. You can run it like the way this book is designed, parallel horizontally. So they are completely parallel, like a scroll. So there are different ways that you can explore. There are, at least as far as I know, not too many books. Yeah, so this is one example. Another example would be to make the book on one side Arabic, one side English. They meet in the middle. I've seen people do it. You flip the book. So there's all sorts of ways you can play with it. I don't think that, as Omar said, you can't answer everybody, but as a designer, you can tell them how you want them to read it. And that is something that you should be very conscious of why you do it and what kind of effect you want to get from the people reading it. You can't ahead of time know what they want. You know what you want, so that's easier start. And you have to take the risk that they might not like your design, but that's life, It's,
Thank you, هدى. في مجال لكمان سؤال أو أوقف. A quick question and quick answer from the panelists.
Oh, that's not nice.
Hi, thank you for the talk. My question is going to be quick. I'm not sure the answer is going to be quick, but let's see. Dr. Huda, where do we draw the line between looking at Arabic typography as form versus looking at it as a reflectant of a style? Because every time we see like this new typeface that's coming out, it's always related to something. Inspired by Nasikh meets Kufi to create this typeface. But where do we detach ourselves from that to look at it as purely as forms? Because that, I feel, is a very huge tension between typographers, where some typographers feel that we need to stick to the rules that were set in the script. So if I want to do a typeface, I need to follow the proportions of Nasikh if it's for reading. But then other typographers say, no, let's just break those rules and look at it as purely as form. So where do we draw that line? Or what's your take on that?
I don't think you need to draw a line. I think you need to cross the line and play between the two fields. I think that's the best solution. So sometimes, I think as a designer, again, you have to really think about the function of what you're doing. So if you're making something for a newspaper, then your typeface should be invisible. So which means that you have to play by the rules, because otherwise it's disrupting the reading. If you are making a poster and you want to play, then there is no rules anymore. You can invent your own rules. So I don't really think that you need to make a decision. On your point of whether we see it as form or text, it's impossible. If you read Arabic, you can only read it. Like if you see the letters or remotely something that looks like Arabic, you try to read it. It's in your head. You can't run away from that. And the best way to do it is not to read any Arabic. So if you don't know any Arabic, then you can look at it as pure form. But it's impossible if you can read it. But it's an advantage too, because then you know how far you can play without getting completely into nonsense. And I'm going to be quiet. Thank you.
I got Haya's approval for one last question from here.
السلام عليكم جميعا. أنا سؤالي بسيط جدا، هو إنه كيف إحنا بإمكاننا فعلا ندعم اللغة العربية من خلال الإيفنت، كيف بإمكاننا فعلا نطور اللغة العربية من خلال تحدثنا فيها بداية. يعني أنا الملاحظة الصغيرة اللي كان حبيت أحكيها إنه كان لابد من إن نعطي وفرة أكبر لحديثنا باللغة العربية، ولأنه في كتير من جمهورنا متلقي باللغة العربية. يعني واللغة العربية واحدة من أجمل ومن أقدم اللغات في العالم، وذات تاريخ أعتقد أوسع وأعمق من أن يتم تجاهلها. يعني أنا واحد من الناس كنت الأول على المملكة في دبلوم الجرافيك، الأول على جامعة فيلادلفيا بالتخصص، ومع هيك قررت إني أكمل ماستر باللغة العربية بسبب حبي وشغفي لها وحبي للتايبو وحبي للتايبنج، يعني جرافيك أو تايبنج ديزاين أو فون ديزاين بشكل عام. فهاي ملاحظة صغيرة أنا حبيت أوصلها، ومجهودي يعني شكر ومجهود مبارك من الجميع، وشكرا.
شكرا كثير. طبعا انا بحكي مزبوط، يمكن كان جزء من الحكي بالانجليزي جزء من العربي، يمكن الانجليزي غلب على العربي، هذا بالتنسيق مع عمان ديزاين ويك، وعشان نقدر نوصل للغالبية اللي كانوا موجودين. نشكرك على الملاحظة، هاي ملاحظة جدا مهمة. طبعا احنا بنحكي الناس الموجودين هون including الدكتورة هدى أبي فارس، ومؤسسة خط، هي مؤسسة تعنى في التايبوغرافي العربي، يعني شغلتهم الشاغلة إنه إحياء التايبوغرافي العربي. شكرا لك. لا فإحنا يعني بس أنا بحب أشكر
لا بدي أحكي أول إشي بشكرك، بس أنت كمصمم تعرف إن لكل عمل في وظيفة، والوظيفة تتطلب شكل من أشكال التعامل معها، وهذه الورشة أو المحاضرة وظيفتها أن تقدم كتاب بتحدث عن ثنائية اللغة، فاضطرينا أن نستخدم اللغتين حتى نتعامل مع جمهور أيضا مش عربي موجود بيننا. شكرا لك.
شكرا دكتور عصام. بحب أشكر الجميع. الشغل على كتاب Bilingualism يعني it was literally a nightmare، كان كابوس بالنسبة إلنا. ما توقعنا كم الجهد اللي أخذوا هذا الكتاب، بس تقدروا تطلعوا عليه لأنه هو بتعرض للجانب النظري والجانب العملي، وبالآخر صممناه بهاي الطريقة زي ما أنتم شايفين عشان نحل المشكلة إنه ما نعطي شيء على شيء، لأنه الكتاب عم بحكي عن البايلينغوليزم، وهنا لما نحط النصين مع بعض في كتاب كامل بحكي عن البايلينغوليزم هذا تحدي، لأنه ما بنقدرش نكسر القانون أو القواعد اللي بنحكي عنها في البايلينغوليزم، فإن شاء الله نكون نجحنا بهذا الشيء. بحب أشكر الجميع. الكتاب متواجد حاليا في الشوب تبعت عمان ديزاين ويك بالهنجر، وموجود حاليا هون. سعره 45 دينار، بسبب عمان ديزاين ويك هو معروض ب40، فإذا حدا بحب يعني يحصل عليه موجود، هيو معروض هنا، وبعد هيك إذا بتخبروا الناس التانيين موجود بالشوب. شكرا للدكتورة هدى أبي فارس، شكرا للدكتور عصام أبو عوض، شكرا لفناننا ومصممنا الرائع عمر الزعبي، بحبش نسميه فنان، وشكرا لأجل عمر السمان. ومبسوطين برضو أنا شفت حسين موجود معنا اللي هو كمان من الناس اللي معروفين جدا بهذا المجال. شكرا لكم لحضوركم ويعطيكم العافية.